love days like this.
Something about this just doesn't sit right with me, Montoya.
I don't know why you brought us here, Logan. This victim died of natural causes. He probably got some bad news he didn't like and had a heart attack. This happens all the time. Look, there's no evidence here of foul play.
I just have a hunch.
A hunch? Look, that would have been a valid reason to waste department resources 30 years ago, but now we have things like science and forensic methodology.
Inspector Bradley.
Hi. Detective Logan, I presume.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very much for meeting me off hours. You know, I appreciate it.
Well, then thank you for meeting me. I guess the city keeps you pretty busy, huh?
Bet they do. Bet they do.
So,
Oh, I wanted to ask, you don't mind if I continue to work during this interview? It's just an informal interview, right?
Go right ahead. looks like we have the place to ourselves, huh?
That we do. I asked the owner very nicely, and he dismissed the rest of the workers, so we could have the whole place to ourselves. It's some of the perks of the job. You know, they provide me with a bottle, you know, maybe to get a more favorable feedback.
All right, what the hell, huh? Now, first of all, why was Hector's shut down?
He ran a very unsanitary kitchen. It was totally and completely infested with cockroaches. He had very unreputable and very poor practices in trash collection.
And, what about Fernando's?
Fernando's was one of the first places that I ended up closing down as a health inspector. There was a really bad E. coli outbreak. 12 people got sick. One person died. It was a young girl.
I don't see anything in here in the report about a girl dying. I mean, where did you get this information from?
Fernando, he had plenty of connections all the way up from City Hall all the way down. Money exchanged hands, so there was never an investigation. And I filled all the appropriate paperwork that I needed to fill out. And I filed a report again and again and again and again. And it got me nowhere.
Look, I understand. I have a hard time with all this paperwork, too. I miss the old days, you know, when we used to do things from our gut and go after the bad guys, you know, good old-fashioned police work. Now, nothing ever seems to get done. And
Well, they got what they deserved.
oh, wait a minute. Look, you don't have to go that far. I mean, sometimes bad things do happen to bad people. I mean, you can just let it go at that.
You know, it was around that time that I knew that I had to kill him. And that's why I killed all of them.
What? What did you just say? All right, sir. I'm really gonna need you to repeat what you just said to me.
They had caused a number of foodborne illnesses. They've been reported before. That was not their first offense.
What about, La Cantinas? I mean, the owner of that place disappeared a year ago.
He was serving tainted meat. So I killed him, dismembered his body, and I put him into a meat grinder.
No, please! No!
What about... What about Guy and condos?
Condols? He didn't properly clean his dishes. He didn't want to use soap. It's too cheap. So, I ended up drowning him.
Sir, I'm gonna have to take you in. You do understand that, don't you?
This isn't just a senseless killing, Detective. This is serving up justice. A man like you should be able to understand that. They didn't seem to care. No one seemed to care. Detective Logan, I am sorry. I still have so much work that I have to do. This city is filthy.
Oscar Bradley, I'm gonna have to arrest... I'm gonna have to... Just put your hands on...
So, if you don't mind, just sit back and relax and let the toxins take over. What you're feeling right now is tetrodotoxin. I laced your glass with it. Your heart's starting to beat fast. You're starting to sweat profusely. And then eventually, you become paralyzed.
What have you done to me, you bastard? What have...
Tomorrow, when we find your body is in a crime scene, you're gonna look like you had a heart attack. And I'm gonna take your service revolver and I'm gonna kill everyone in the back room.
What are you doing?
You know, Detective, you were right about that. That sometimes bad things happen to bad people, but as you're learning right now, and my daughter learned, bad things happen to good people too.
No, God, no!